It's time for Football Friday, sponsored by Independent Insurance Agents of South Dakota, South Dakota State University, South Dakota Department of Health, and Dakota Bank.
You're watching Football Friday on Dakota News Now. Go Tigers!
On MVP performance there by our cheerleaders tonight. We are getting near the final stretch of the regular season for high school football. Seems like it just started. It always seems to fly by. So we're here with yet another Football Friday. I'm Mark Ovenden.
I'm Zach Borg. First Football Friday of October. Plenty of action in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa.
We start our coverage at Howard Wood Field, where we had one of the battle of unbeatens tonight. Number 2 Lincoln against number 3 Brandon Valley in 11 AAA. That's Gus Scott taking it in for the touchdown. And Brandon Valley is up 12-7. And they would add on to it. That is Landon Delaney, our cover kid. He is second touchdown catch of the night. It's 18-7, and their defense was really good tonight. Watch this. Lincoln driving, throwing, and it's picked off by Chase Leary, and Brandon Valley wins this 39-13. That is quite the score. Now, Cooper Seymour was in Harrisburg, where the top-ranked Tigers also looked to remain unbeaten. Coop?
Yeah, Mark, tonight the Riders faced their biggest challenge of the year, Sam Knuth and his top-ranked Tigers. Shutting down this Tigers offense would be the big key for Roosevelt. Tiger, they have the ball and they're driving here in the first quarter. They need to convert on third down, and Knuth is going to do that for him. He'll turn on the Jets, and he's just too quick, and he's going to keep that drive alive here. We're down within about 30 yards. They get down, it's 4th and goal. This is Josiah Hines getting the rock, and he's going to hammer it in for 6. Your Tigers are up first. It's 7-0. And they're at it again here in the second quarter. Knuth is going to hand off on a reverse to Braden Fieldy, and once he got past the line of scrimmage, nobody knew he was there. So it's a nice, easy walk-in for him. 14-0 Tigers. Harrisburg, they take care of things tonight. They win 49-13 over Roosevelt. Zach?
Thank you, Cooper. Back to Howard Wood Field in the first game between number 4 Jefferson and Rapid City Stevens. The Cavaliers want the ball first, and that's a good thing because Jace Unzen wants to open up the Jets. He weaves and dodges off traffic, and they just cannot bring him down. He will house this thing for 6 on the opening kickoff. Jefferson setting the tone as they get out to the 6-0 lead. It was 7-0 after the point after. Now 14-0, looking to score again. Ethan Swenson targeting the big man. I respect this. This is every big man's dream. A touchdown from Mason Payne. Bringing the pain. Unless you're a Jefferson fan. Jefferson wins this one by a final of 56-13. And more scores from 11 AAA. Again, you see the Harrisburg, Jefferson, and Brandon Valley scores. Also, O'Gorman out in Pierre, convincing win against the Govs.
To Brookings, where the number 2 Bobcats in 11 AA hosted the 4th-ranked Titans of T, who've been rolling since that opening loss to Spearfish, T area. Bobcats led 9-6 at halftime, came out on the attack. Gavin Anderson to Bergen Tetzloff for 6, and it's 15-6 now in favor of the Bobcats. Gavin Anderson fakes the pitch, keeps it himself. It's 22-6. And the big play of the game is coming up because T area is driving. Looks like they're going to score, and they don't. Gabe Stern steps in front, and Gabe is gone. 69 yards for the pick 6. That made it 29-6, and it was big because they would hang on to win 29-22. Brookings most likely will move into that top spot this week as we go to the scoreboard because Watertown lost in double overtime to Spearfish. There's your Brookings score, and Yankton wins 35-0. Next up, more 11-man highlights, including a really big game. You saw the cheerleaders at Mount Vernon Plankinton.
You're watching Football Friday, sponsored by Independent Insurance Agents of South Dakota, South Dakota State University, South Dakota Department of Health, and Dakota Bank.
And welcome back to Football Friday and more 11-man highlights, starting with Class 11A down in the Dome. It was chilly outside. It was a beautiful fall night, but it was nice and warm in the Dome. And if you're a Chargers fan, you were loving this. Braden Whitty, where is he? Where's Whitty? There he is. Touchdown for him, so they can score grinding it out, and they can also score this way. Lincoln Pranz dropping back and hitting Cole Snyder. Cole Snyder is good, everybody. He is gone for a touchdown. Sioux Falls Christian is gone. Undefeated so far. 43-7 your win down in Vermillion for Sioux Falls Christian. Now, Cooper was a busy man tonight. He was also in Canton for a big rivalry game, Coop.
Yeah, and the Seahawks were hoping to get back in the win column against the number 2 team in 11A. But for Canton to snap their skid, they would have to slow down Boston Catzer and the Lennox Orioles. Seahawks, though, they came out firing. It's 3-0 after 1, and this ball is going to be fired deep. Finds Kane Wallner streaking down the sideline, and he scores, and Canton is up 10-0 in the second quarter. But here comes Lennox. Katzer's going to roll out to his right. He'll fire it, find Talon Ike, and he'll cross the goal line, and Lennox is on the board. It's 10-6, though. Time is winding down here before halftime. It's the last play of the half.
Oh, nice.
Katzer escapes, gets to the pylon, and he scores, puts him back up by 4, and Lennox rallies in the second half. They take care of things in Canton, winning 44-16. Back to you, Zach.
He is so good, Boston Catcher. Thank you, Coop. To Hartford, another battle of ranked teams with West Central hosting Dell Rapids. West Central off to a good start on their opening drive. However, it's stopped in its tracks by Drake Eastman with a beautiful interception into West Central territory. Sets up Cole Rusink for the touchdown as he stretches for the in-line. It's 6-0. A little later on in the quarter, more from Mr. Rusink. There have been a lot of good Rusinks out of Dell Rapids, and here's another one. Look at him just keep his feet moving, keep fighting, and get gone for the touchdown. How about Dell Rapids? They blank West Central, final 26-0 as we take a look at more scores from 11A against Sioux Falls Christian. Dell Rapids, Lennox, and Dakota Valley, number 4, all over Beersford, 33-12.
Now the rankings have barely changed all season in 11B. Tonight the Titans of Mount Vernon Plankinton were hoping to change that with a win over top-ranked winner. It was scoreless at halftime. Third quarter, Carson Keyser goes to the corner, gets 15 yards, and setting up this, Eli Vobert to guess who? Keyser, wide open. Makes a move at the 10-yard line and goes in 31 yards for the touchdown.
They can pass this year.
8-zip winner, and they would add on to that in the third. It's a pitch this time to Keyser. He high steps into the end zone. 11-yard touchdown. There's your final. Both the touchdowns, 16-0 in favor of the number 1 team in 11B.
Trent Olson has the bragging rights over his brother in the brotherly battle. The second-ranked Cossacks of Sioux Valley trying to get to 6-0 as they visit the Flandreau Flyers. Flandreau fumbled its opening possession. Cossack ball. Sioux Valley signal caller Brock Christopherson calling his own number and takes it into the red zone for the touchdown. End zone as well, and it's 7-0. Cossack defense forcing another fumble. Christopherson airing it out. Wide open. Mitchell Guthmiller. It's got to feel pretty good when you got all that wide open space, and this had to feel pretty good for Sioux Valley as well. They win 31-13. Taking a look at the rest of 11B. Your winners score again. Elk Point Jefferson, big over Wagner, and Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central, 62-20 over Miller Highmore Herald.
Up next, 9-man highlights, including a great game between the Pirates of Avon against, well, it's the alphabet. We'll have highlights next. And time for the 9-man highlights in South Dakota. We start off with Colt Beck and his Elks. Boy, have they been fun to watch this fall, and tonight they were in Garretson trying to make it 6 straight wins. Early on, it's Tanner Dreetz, takes the sweep handoff and breaks a tackle, and he takes it to the house, the early lead for the Elks. Later on in the first, it's going to be Tanner Stein. Tanner is going to take the handoff himself, and guess where he goes? He goes where his buddy just went.
The other Tanner.
All the way down the sideline for a touchdown. Elkton-Lake Benton looking really good tonight. They're a team to watch for in the playoffs as they go on to win 42-0 in this. Colt Beck, by the way, scoring a touchdown by himself on this one. 42-zip your final. Parkston also won. Hamlin 64-0. There's your Elkton-Lake Benton score, and Viborg Hurley 68-25.
A lot of high-scoring games. Howard has been the top team in 9A all season. Tonight, the Tigers got a visit from Jacob Giles, the head coach of the Hanson Beavers, on homecoming, and his team. No scoring until the second quarter. Howard finally breaks the ice with a toss to Tate Miller, 4 yards, and a little hype for the crowd as well as Howard goes on top a little later on. Guess who again? A little farther out, but same result. Tate Miller right into your living room with a nice little juke move right there. He will get down deep into Hanson territory and to cap off the drive. If you're sensing a theme here, yeah, Tate
it's Miller time.
Miller time. Touchdown Howard. Tigers roll on their homecoming, 36-6 the final. More scores out of 9A. Howard again your top team with the win. Wall big over Jones County. Warner pitching a shutout, Woolsey-Wessington with a 38-14 win over Bonham. And Harding County Bison a little closer against Dupree, 26-14.
And finally to 9B, where the top-ranked Pirates of Avon went to Armour. Old rivals trying to steal a win from the unbeaten Nighthawks of the Trip Delmont Armour Andes Central Dakota Christian, better known as T-D-A-AC.
If you're going to have ACDC, you got to be back in black.
And they take the lead on this touchdown by Sabas Dahan. It's 12-0 in favor of the Thunderhawks, actually. Landon Mutter takes the ball up the middle all the way down to the 1-yard line, and he would later score, making it 12-8. Avon's still behind. However, when you're in doubt and it's late and you're behind, who do you give it to? Yeah, Isaiah Meyer takes it to the end zone. Pirates take the lead 24-18 and win a thriller 30-26 to remain undefeated. More scores of ranked teams in Class 9B. Falkton wins, Sully Buttes wins, and the other two had byes. Del Rapids St. Mary's plays Sioux Falls Lutheran next week. That's where my grandkids play. By the way, they were in Gayville tonight. The Raiders trying to make sure the Eagles of Sioux Falls Lutheran did not get their first varsity victory tonight. Raiders looking for a bounce-back win, already up 16-0 when Spencer Karstens goes to the air and Hunter Webben wide open for his second touchdown. I was dizzy trying to follow him here. It made it 23-0. Right before half, wide open is Jordan Woostewald. It's 30-0, but watch this. Effort of the night. Looks like Karstens is sacked.
Wow.
He's sacked.
No.
Blow the whistle.
Wow.
No, he gets it off, and it's caught by Wyatt Melhoff for the touchdown.
Play to the whistle, kids.
37-12 in favor of Gayville-Volin. They win, and Cooper scored a touchdown right after I left, darn it. All right, up next on Football Friday, we take you over to Minnesota and a big game for the Battle Axe. Zach was there and has highlights. And now for the game of the night with the Battle Axe at stake, and there was no way it was going to be 3-0 like last year. No way.
No way. This is the time I was played in Pipestone after I was in Luverne last year, one of my favorite spots in the trees. Yeah, a lot of fireworks expected. You had two teams that were 5-0, the Arrows and Luverne Cardinals, playing for that for the 67th time. Plenty of points. Well, second quarter, Pipestone pass tipped and picked off by Elijah Woodley. That's their second interception, by the way. Cardinals in great position against Scott Boomgarden's Arrows until Mackay Winter blows it up and puts the Birds into hibernation with that hit. Fumble recovered by Jackson Post. That was their second fumble recovery. Pipestone takes over looking to drive. Coy Thone has other ideas. Their third interception of the half. He returns it to Arrow territory. And the Cardinal fans are thinking, yes, we're going to get points. A little swing pass in the flat. Look at Nehemiah Ostermeyer. Strip it away. Trevor Clark chulks it, scoops it, is off to the races. The only thing that stops him is the hustle of quarterback Carter Sir.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, it's a touchdown. And that proved key because Pipestone fumbled it after that. The only fireworks would be in overtime. Pipestone falls to Luverne 6-0, the final. More scores in Minnesota real quick as we go through Luverne there. Hills, Beaver Creek, Marshall, Albert Lee, Dawson Boyd, and Heron Lake, Okabena, Fulda. We roll through that. Minneota, McRae, Adrian, Ellsworth, Murray County Central, and Jackson County Central are winners.
In Iowa, the Indians of Spirit Lake having a great season. Brought a 4-1 record into tonight's game with Estherville Lincoln. Indians already up 21-0 when Caden Lunt finds Ethan Stecker. They make it look pretty easy for the touchdown. Next time down the field, it's the defense that makes the big play. Will Ditzworth with a pick. He takes it down for another Indians touchdown with the clock running out at the end of the half. It's going to be a long pass. This time it's Lunt to Stecker for 6 more, and they're pretty happy tonight. They go on to win 49-7. They're now 5-1. Let's quickly run through the Iowa scores and see that West Lyon rolled, Central Lyon, George Little Rock got a big win, Spencer, Lamar's, Sergeant Bluff Luton got a win, Boyden Hull Rock Valley loses a squeaker, West Sioux loses, Akron Westfield loses as well, Lamar's Galen, and Western Christian gets a big win. So a busy night in high school football. Have a great weekend, everybody, and enjoy college football on Saturday.